depending on state or states that will wish to collaborate with us on the logistics and security. It gladdens my heart that our founder, Emeka Offor, is always thinking ahead in which ways one can contribute his own widow's mite through intervening towards what will enhance reduction in human stress and bring succor to the society. Let us explore useful means through the special grace of God to lighten the load on the society. Our various governments cannot do it alone. Emeka Foundation will keep on exploring and expanding its scope through value-added programs of ours to intervene in our own little way towards a better society. We will monitor usage of these books by beneficiaries to avoid cheatings, besides to assess the impact thereof. I appreciate the presence of all here for honoring this impromptu invitation, more especially our keynote address presenter, Professor Joseph Eberendu Ahaneku, Fellow Academy of Science, Vice Chancellor, UNIZIK, Oka. I thank you all for being here for us today and wishing you journey mercy back to your respective destinations. Long live Emeka Offor Foundation, long live Book for Africa, long live Anambra State, long live Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is Sir Tony Obide, coordinator, Emeka Offor Foundation. He's been doing a very wonderful job, and I mean it. Experienced and a go-getter. Sir Tony, well done. We want to repeat just at the moment before I call in the keynote address presenter that we had advised headmistresses and principals of schools to use these books in setting up libraries. We discovered, especially in the rural areas, that our pupils do not have an idea of what a library is, nor the use of a library. One of the intentions of Emeka Offor Foundation is not just to throw these books, but our intention is to use it to imbibe into these pupils the culture of reading. Culture of reading. If that is achieved, then one of the cardinal aims of the Emeka Offor Foundation in bringing in these books would have been achieved. I want to say publicly, especially in the rural areas across the country, there are no libraries. Create a room, wherever it is, stuff it with these books and any other books you can lay, and teach these pupils the art of library usage. Is very, very important. On that note, my pleasure to invite, like I said, our amiable Vice Chancellor, transforming the Nnamdi Azikiwe like has never been done. The very good friends of Emeka Offor as a person, and very good friend of Emeka Offor Foundation. Very good friends of Anambra State, and a wonderful Vice Chancellor. I think the Nnamdi Azikiwe must be lucky to have him. My pleasure to bring on board Professor Joseph Ahaneku, FAS. When I keep saying that FAS, I'm emphasizing it because it means Fellow Academy of Science. And I do know that in Nigeria, there are very few. That is the pride of Ahaneku. Prof, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, our dear benefactor and chairman, founder, Emeka Offor Foundation, our dear benefactor and promoter of the consciousness that we must read and we must develop ourselves. I mean Chief Emeka Offor. The representatives of various state governors that are here, honorable commissioners, from different states of this federation, members of the National Assembly and state legislators, heads of various institutions that are here, friends of the Emeka Offor Foundation, lovers of education, and in particular, my wonderful children, colleagues, friends that are gathered here to expand their knowledge through the benevolence of our benefactor, Sir Emeka Offor. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here on behalf of the recipients of this God-given opportunity made manifest by this wonderful man of our generation that has taken time to develop education in the land and in diaspora. This is not the first time that those of us from Nnamdi Azikiwe University will be standing here to receive books to enrich the scope and breadth of our knowledge. Because we have a saying that knowledge is power. And indeed, knowledge is power. The moment we stop acquiring knowledge, then we are no more in existence. Today, I've been invited to talk on our standard of education, which way forward in a developing economy. My Lord the Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, please, I recognize you, and your prayers will lead us through in our deliberations today. Our standard of education, which way forward in a developing economy. I'm going to talk to this paper. I'm not just going to read what I've read, I've written down. But let me say that oftentimes we keep saying that the standard of education has fallen in the land. But let us define the basic words that we need to use in discussing this important topic. Education, standard of education, developing economy, and economic development. When it comes to education, it is a process. It starts from the home, from the family. As you grow, you have to nurture, groom, take your child. And that is the beginning of that education, from primary up to the higher levels. In all, it's about receiving of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits, all culminating in the development of the power of reasoning. So if we can empower ourselves to the level that we have superior reasoning, then we will say that we started educating ourselves and that we are educated. It might not just translate or mean Western or literary way of interpreting or doing things. But again, the word standard of education. I keep contesting this and I keep saying this. Standard is all about benchmarking. Having a set value that this is what you should be. This is what we are looking at. The model, the general consent that is required either by authority or by a constituted panel, that this is the reference point, that becomes the standard. For instance, in the land, we've reviewed the curriculum severally. After certain years, you have a revision. If you agree with me, those of us that maybe attended primary school, secondary school, early 70s, and early, transiting into 80s, secondary to university. The curriculum now for even secondary education is even richer. So one will not even say that the standard has fallen. What has fallen in real sense of it is the performance, post-performance phenomenon. That is the quality and the output, the outcome. And in tackling that, we are all involved. That is the quality of education, the output, the marketability of the product. or the people that have passed through the process. So in terms of what